Gentlemen, start your egos. It's
Hey, I'm Nat.
I'm Jenny.
And this is Oscar Bait, your guide to Hollywood's Gilded Night of Nights.
The silliest season of them all.
Yeah. This week, we're having a look at Ridley Scott's epic, The Martian.
Now, we understand that we're a bit late to the Martian game, but we both thought it was interesting that it got nominated for Golden Globes, especially for acting. So then we thought, you know what, it's time to give it its due process and put a proper review up for it.
Let's do it.
I guarantee you that at some point, everything's gonna go south on you.
Ready?
And you're gonna say, this is it. This is how I end.
Commander, Mark is dead. We have to go now.
Now you can either accept that, or you can get to work.
The Martian follows the story of Mark Watney, a botanist astronaut who works for the Ares 3 mission, a NASA mission to Mars. Unfortunately, there is an unexpected storm and the Ares 3 has to abort all of a sudden, but due to unforeseen circumstances, poor Mark is left behind on Mars to fend for himself for as long as he can. So Nat, how did you feel about The Martian?
I really enjoyed this movie. It's quite a bit of fun. It's so, I think there's been a lot of really high concept space movies over the past couple of years that have really curried the Academy's favour. Gravity, obviously, Interstellar last year. Space is scary and no one can hear you scream. But The Martian never treats space like it's a big bad, you know? It just sort of treats it like a new challenge that is actually really within our grasp, which is what it feels like it is nowadays.
Yeah, it's hopeful, I guess, is a good way to look at it. Because, yeah, it's the new frontier. It's, you know, the new set of pioneers. It's nice to see a sort of a hopeful, motivational kind of movie for, like, space exploration.
Yeah, this movie is, like, all about the power of, like, human intelligence and human spirit and science.
Teamwork.
And, like, the idea that just, like, when, you know, there's, like, this universal interest at stake, that people can kind of rise above their differences and use science to progress and make life better and save each other. And it's just really nice. It's a nice idea.
Yeah, and it's got a nice message too of like, break down your problems one by one and deal with each problem small. That's just a good like life lesson to take on board.
The cast is stellar, absolutely incredible. Pretty much everyone puts in a great performance.
Well, one of the things that I think is most interesting about The Martian is that it has a real sense of humour, which I think is nice, and which is why it probably ended up in the comedy category of the Golden Globes nominations. But I think I wouldn't classify it as a comedy. I'd classify it as just sort of a human movie. Like, that's what humans do in tough situations. We make jokes or inappropriate statements a lot of the time to deal with tough situations.
So much of, like, these space movies are all about, like, sheer loneliness and, like, who you are when you're left by yourself. But even though this movie is about being left behind, it actually is about no man getting left behind.
Yeah.
Which is just super nice.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't feel like a lonely, quiet, contemplative sort of film. It's, like, really a team mission.
Yeah. There's never a moment where he totally just loses it emotionally. And I think that could be attributed to the sciencey nature of the film. But also, that fact that it's not about loneliness, it was about sort of camaraderie in a big way. Across the board, from directors all the way down sort of thing.
Let's talk Oscars.
Technical awards, definitely.
Absolutely, like...
visual effects.
And the production design of this is fantastic. I love the design of the Hermes, which is the big ship that the rest of the crew start voyaging back to Earth in. And, you know, they're, like, beautiful white interiors and they're, like, max sleekness. And there's something just really slickly beautiful about this movie.
Well, that's what's lovely about near future movies, is that you can really like do some pretty subtle, cool stuff with it.
But the big one here is actor. Do you think Matt Damon is going to cop a Best Actor nomination?
I don't think he will.
Because he's taken one for the Golden Globes, but that being said, they do have an extra 5 spots because of the comedy differentiation. But he didn't get a SAG award, which is maybe more telling.
I think because of the split, he managed to sneak in, which is probably why they angled, because I believe that a lot of the award categories come from how the production company chooses to angle the movie. And so I'd say that they angled The Martian as a comedy so that it could sneak in the door at the Golden Globes and still pick up a few extra nominations. But I don't think he'll make it into the old Goldman ones.
No, I don't think so either. And it's worth talking about because people are, this movie is kind of being marketed and pitched as a big acting movie, as a big movie that rests on Matt Damon's shoulders. But when you watch it, the performance is really just Matt Damon being Matt Damon. Yeah. With like a little bit of extra crying, but really not much. I don't think this is like a very big stretch for him.
No, I don't think it was phenomenal. And because the character is so measured, there isn't really room to do any of those big sort of Oscar-y scenes because he's such a science brain, so grounded. So I think that this wasn't the role for it anyway.
If anything else, Ridley Scott might be looking at a director nomination.
It's definitely a big management piece, for sure.
Absolutely. And he's done a really great job putting together, a very well-performing ensemble, a really tight plot with, pretty decent pacing considering we're going over this long amount of time, 860 days or something, and the technical aspects of it as well. So it's a handsomely directed film at least.
It's a very traditionally made movie.
So yeah, I'm thinking, look, I'm going to give it 4 Merrills because it's definitely going to cop those technicals.
I'm going to give it a solid 3. So the 3 is for the technical awards. I don't think it's going to get acting or directing at all, but prove me wrong.
What did you think? Leave a comment below, like this video, subscribe for more Oscars news. We'll catch you soon.
I would say the cast was amazing except for one person, Donald Glover.
Oh, you're going to have your Donald Glover bitch.
Look,
I'm just sick
of it. He's cool and all. I used to love him. I loved him once. I have a necklace that says dopeness, which I bought from his website. My thing is that he shouldn't play high status roles because Donald Glover, the man, considers himself very high status and he's as arrogant AF. The arrogance just bleeds out his pores and it sickens me. I don't want to say it.
Okay.
I'm done. Thank you. That's all I needed.